Hey everyone, welcome to another video. What you're about to watch is a Codex review that I filmed yesterday with Patrick in Quebec. It was a lot of fun, but I just want to address one thing before you watch the video. There was one thing that we didn't perfectly convey, which was how white scars are ultimately affected by the new Codex. Basically, they did not take away the ability for white scars to take, or for anybody to take bikes as troops. That's still in the Codex. As long as you take an HQ or an independent character with a bike, you can take bikes as troops. So ultimately, white scars are going to be just as strong as they were before. You can still take the lists. However, what we were trying to convey in this video was that they don't really gain much of a benefit from the detachment in the Codex now, because you're required to take tactical marines and a bunch of other things that you don't want to take in a white scars bike list. So if you want to take white scars, you're basically going to have to take the standard combined arms detachment from the rulebook, and you pretty much have to ignore the detachment from the book. So as I said, white scars will be not really affected, but the book itself and the detachment rules really don't serve any help for most of the white scars bike lists that I've seen that are in the competitive tournaments. So that's just what I wanted to address. So without further ado, here is the review. Hey everyone, welcome to another Codex review. As always, my name is Jay. Today I'm joined by
Detachment.
the Detachment. And he's the same guy. Now, for those of you who unfortunately watched our Blood Angel Codex review, he was the guy who was in it with me. It was great information, but the quality of the video was subpar.
Yeah, it looks like trying to do something over the internet is not the best.
So I drove all the way to Quebec just to do this Codex review for you all. So you better appreciate this. I know there's a little echo in the room. So today we're talking about Space Marines.
Yep.
Now, just a little background knowledge.
Came out today.
Came out today. Mm-hmm. The Codex will probably go up tomorrow. It'll be on the Sunday that this video goes up. Mm-hmm. Space Marines were one of the relatively early 6th edition codices, like middle, I'd say. Like Dark Angels and Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos being first, and then Dark Angels. But yeah, they came out pretty in the middle of 6th.
Yeah. So then now getting replaced. Eldar and Space Marines have been replaced. Mm-hmm. And now we got this Codex. And so this video will be going over our first impressions, maybe the Warlord traits quickly, and like relics, and second powers is nothing. There's no second powers or anything. So that's good.
No specific ones.
Obviously the detachment, because that's one of the huge keys, is the detachment. So one of the big changes to this Codex is that it is now a summation of formations again.
Like Necrons.
Like Necrons, Eldar. Yeah, it's a bunch of formations that you can take together, and that's the detachment.
Yeah.
So our first impressions are that this Codex is very strong. What are your first impressions?
First of all, I'd say that much like the Necron Codex, this one has the potential to be ridiculous.
Yes, there are some broken combinations.
Some of these formations, when put together, are just laughable.
Yeah.
You look at that and you go, if I put this and this together, it's gonna hurt. So there's place for a lot of OPness. Some are not that good, some are really good, some are like good.
The ability to take squadrons of tanks is big.
Yeah.
And
because they're the first to be able to do that. I guess that Dark Angels coming next will probably be able to
do that for Whirlwinds, maybe.
Yeah, or everything.
Yeah.
What saddens me is Blood Angels came out because I'm a Blood Angels player mainly. They came out in 7th, and we only had one formation in our Codex, which is a whole company, which is not really viable unless you go a really high point game, because there are so many models that cost so many points. And this book has 11 formations. 11. So we've gone in 4 months from one formation in the book of Space Marines to another book of Space Marines that contains 11, which are, on the whole, pretty much more powerful than the Blood Angels one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So now Space Marine can take squadron of 3 vehicles of each tank. So I predict that Dark Angels will be able to
Yeah.
And maybe in 2 years, when they review Blood Angels Codex, we'll be able to get it too. But we're gonna be 2 years without all the good candy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So right now, basically, the new detachment is it's the same thing. You have to take 1 to 2 core part of this detachment.
Yep.
Auxiliary, you need at least 1, and there's also for command 0 to 3 command. And the core of this army is now called Battle Demi Company. What sets us apart is that the Demi Company is only, we did the math, you can minimize it for about 600 points, 500 to 600 points?
525, I believe.
Yeah.
Because two Demi companies were 1,050.
Yeah, so 525 points gets you a Demi Company. And so basically you need is a captain or chaplain, but you can replace any of the characters for those guys.
And those guys are 90 points each.
Yep. 0 to 1 command squads. Three tactical squads, no more, no less. So it has to be 3 tactical squads. And we'll be going over the bonuses of all these formations later on, but basically, you bring a Battle Demi Company, any vehicle that they want to take, they get for free. That's huge.
Yep.
Which we'll talk about.
In fact, if you take 2 the Demi companies, if you take only 1, you don't.
Yes, sir, 2 Demi Companies, yeah, you get free vehicles.
So if you take 1,050 points of guys, bare squads, bare minimum of what you have to take for the formation, you can have any transport
for free. Yeah.
So Rhinos, Razorbacks, Droppods, free.
Which we'll talk about later. We figured out some fun combinations.
Yeah.
You also need 1 assault squad, bike squad, attack bike squad, or land speeders or centurion assault squad.
Yeah, so 1 of those.
1 devastator squad or centurion devastator squad, and 0 to 1 unit of dreadnoughts, ironclad dreadnoughts or venerable dreadnoughts.
So the minimum is a captain or chaplain, 3 technical squads, and 1 assault or bike or attack squad bike.
Basically, one fast attack and 1 kind of heavy support troops unit. And that's it. And then you can also take a strike force command, which you need 1 of the following, basically any of the HQs. Pedro, High Marshal Helbrecht, Marnus Kelgar.
Which is now a Lord of War.
No, he's not a Lord of War, exactly, yet. So that was one of the big movements. Other than that, and then a couple things I moved from HQ to Elites. But that's good, because we'll be going over the HQs.
Elites to HQ.
There's so many HQs now.
No, it's nuts.
A captain, a chaplain, honor guard, command squad. Yeah, sorry, 0 to 1 honor guard, 0 to 1 command squad, and 0 to 1 Emperor's champion. Because that's for the.
So you can get. So it's a formation that lets you add 1 HQ of your choice, and maybe some accompanying cronies.
Yeah, and then that's also one of the big things. A lot of the rumors for this codex were wrong. Like a lot of them said Legion of the Damned are getting removed. They didn't. A lot of people said the Black Temple were getting removed and they're getting their own book. Didn't happen. So that's the same. There's also a Reclusium command squad, which is just a chaplain, but the chaplain or a command squad.
And does it say Captain Sicarius? And you can replace the chaplain in there with Captain Sicarius, Corsair Volcanistan, Captain Shrike, Lysander. Okay, no, instead of captain. So for the chaplain, you can replace with Chaplain Cassius or Chaplain Grimaldus.
Yeah, and then the final one, there's the Librarian Conclave, which is just 3 to 5 librarians. We're going to talk about that one later. That's our favorite formation.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites.
And you can replace any of the librarians with
Tigers,
which makes sense. Good stuff. So those are the command squads, and then you have to take at least 1 auxiliary squad. And there's 11? No, so there's 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Yeah. And most of them are pretty good.
Yeah, there's not many that you look at them and you go, I wouldn't take that. Most of them are like, yep, I'm gonna take it. And some of them are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take more than 1 of them.
I really like the Armored Task Force myself. It's 1 Tech Marine, 0 to 3 units of Thunderfire cannons,
which are 100 points each, and which you can take in units of 3.
3, and then 3 to 5 units of the chosen of any of the following. So Vindicators, Predators, Whirlwinds. So you can now take any of these tanks in squadrons. And each one, you get a bonus. But I'll go over them in their individual units. Each one of them gets a bonus for bringing a squadron of 3. And that's just hilarious. And then 0 to 1 Sergeant Kronos.
So you have to have 1 Tech Marine and at least 3 tanks.
Yeah.
That's the formation.
The next one is the first company, Task Force.
It's interesting, but it's not one of the best ones.
No, because Terminators in general, base Terminators are not the most competitive things, especially with Eldar and Necrons right now. I wouldn't personally, like, if you're, it's a fun list, and I think it's thematic. Maybe if you want to take Lysander as, you know, Thunder Hammer Storm Shield Terminators, this works.
But with the bonus it gets, there's a way to make use of your veterans. Your Stern Guards or Vanguards, you can use them.
Yeah.
No, but if I took this formation, I would probably use Stern Guards.
We should probably go over what the formation is. It's 3 to 5 units. 3 to 5 units chosen in any combination from the following list. You need at least 3 to 5 Terminator squads, Terminator Assault squads, Stern Guard, or Vanguard.
So 3 of any of those squads.
Yeah,
in any combination. So you can take all Terminator squads, all Terminator Assault squads, all Stern Guard, Vanguard, or mix them together.
Yeah. The next one is the anti-air defense one. Now this one I don't feel is going to be taken frequently unless you know you're up against a buddy or a meta that runs a lot of flyers.
Yeah.
I just don't see this one being taken because flyers, like when 6 came out, flyers were the thing. And since then it's kind of dropped a little bit. Right now, Knights are
so much things have come up that you don't necessarily need flyers now.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like these days, Imperial Knights are kind of thing, and like you have to be a pretty big jerk to bring like an Imperial Knight to a friendly game. I'm kidding though. He just brought one to a battle. Check it out. It's gonna be up soon. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, basically for an anti-air defense force, you need 1 squad, so 1 unit of hunters and 1 of stalkers,
which you can also take 3 of each.
So do you think the difference between a hunter and a stalker is that? The hunters, the prey may not know that they're being hunted or something, but the stalkers just creepily following their. Yeah. The next one is actually we think is pretty solid. The 10th Company Task Force.
What did I say about stalking?
I don't know. Hunting. 10th Company Task Force. It's 3 to 5 units chosen of any of the following from the following list. Scout Squad, Scout Bikes. Oh no, this is not the one we thought was good. Never mind. Yeah. We didn't think the one was good at all. Actually, it had some benefits, but no.
Yeah,
it's the other one that we thought was good.
It could be good.
And then 01 Sergeant Telion. It has the potential, but again, I have a couple friends who like this list because they love Scouts. But Scouts with camo cloaks, essentially you get free camo cloaking until they move. Which most Scouts don't move much anyway. Yep. Stormwing, which is the flyer squad. And this might still be taken because a Storm Raven and 2 Storm Talons is pretty strong. Yep. Again, I don't run with flyers. I don't typically play with flyers, but I know some people in really competitive environments play with flyers.
I like to bring 3 Storm Ravens.
Yeah, you're mean.
I know, right?
Yeah, so it's 1 Storm Raven.
I play to win.
And 2 Storm Talons. I live by the die. Suppression Force. Yeah,
this one I like.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's a unit of Warlords and a unit of Landspears. Yep. Pretty straightforward.
It's got cool bonuses, which we'll talk to you about in a future video.
Yeah, I'm thinking, and it's okay with you, I'm thinking in future videos, we'll go over these formations in the same part as that. So it's like fast tag over the fast tag formations. That way we can link them.
Although they're not all. Because this one has some stuff in Fast Attack and in Invisible.
We'll talk about those in Fast Attack. We'll figure it out. Because that way we can link them, because people will like the comment. The next one is the Centurion Siegebreaker Cohort. Now, again, I don't know if this is going to be taken, because Centurions are good, but they're usually squads of, like 1 squad of 3.
But those are Assault Centurions, not the shitty ones.
Yeah, but they got cheaper. Yeah. And I think they're interesting. So this
but the bonus they get does not really.
Yeah, this one I don't think will be taken very much because it's 2 to 4 Centurion Assault squads and 1 Ironclad Dreadnought.
1 unit of Dreadnoughts. So
yes,
probably can take up to 3 again.
Yeah, well, I don't remember looking at it. And then the final one, this one's fun.
Oh yeah.
Now most people.
I wouldn't say it's. I don't know if I would say fun or just nasty.
Fun.
Okay.
3 units. Fun. 3 units of Land Raiders.
You don't have many friends, do you?
No, that's okay. It's okay. I make friends through Codex reviews. I drive to Quebec. It's okay. So that's essentially it. And then it's basically 3 units of Land Raiders. Any of them, Crusader, Redeemer, Land Raider.
In fact, not 3 units, only 3 of each. Of pushers.
No, 3 units.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting.
But they probably can't be taken in trees.
They can.
They can?
No? Or can they? No, I don't think so. That would be too powerful. Let's look at that.
Yeah. 9 Land Raiders.
But of course,
no.
Please not 9 Land Raiders is over 2,000 points.
Oh yeah.
It's 2,250.
But just to be sure. Nope.
No. Okay, just one. Right. That
So the Land Raider is the only one that
Yeah.
can't be taken in trees.
Yeah.
But there's a formation that lets you.
And it becomes violent.
Yeah. So basically, that detachment, they're called Gladius Strike Force. So you have to have a minimum of 1 core, can get up to 2.
Yep.
So your only core option is the Battle Demi Company. You have to have at least 1 auxiliary. So any of armored task force, 1st Company Task Force, Anti-Air Defense Force, 10th Company Task Force, Stormwing, Suppression Force, Centurion Siegebreaker Cohort, or the Land Raider Spearhead. So you have to have 1 of those.
Yep.
And 0 to 3 commands. So either Strike Force Command, Reclusium Command Squad, or Libraries Conclave. And they don't tell you that you can take only 1 of each. So if you want to go 3 Libraries Conclave, you can.
Yeah. That's essentially it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be a good idea to save, maybe we'll do one more video after this, talking about just the Space Marine special rules, the Warlord traits, and the chapter tactics. Because that alone could be its own video.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're already pretty long into this video already. And it's going to be crazy. Most of the chapter tactics didn't change too much, I don't think.
No, not that much.
Did any of them change? But we should still go over them with
just to make sure.
Just make sure. Okay, yeah. So stay tuned for the next video, everyone, where we'll be going over the Space Marine special rules, the Warlord traits, the relics, and the chapter tactics. Because this alone is huge. So yeah, first impressions, it's a pretty strong codex. If you take certain combinations, it's really nasty. You know, the meta of this codex has changed because, for example, White Scars, you can't do that stuff anymore.
No, that's crazy.
You got to take your Battle Demi Company, and that alone, it's 1 squad of bikes.
Yep.
And you need 3 tactical squads, so you can't take.
And it's the only place where you can
bike squads in
the Demi Companies, so max 2 bike squads.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how they're going to run. To me, White Scars will have to run a standard combined arms detachment. So it's going to be interesting. So stay tuned for the next video. There's going to be tons of information on this codex because it is a huge codex.
Yep.
And we'll be going over a lot of stuff in detail. The next video we'll be going over the special rules, the Warlord traits, and the chapter tactics and the relics. Originally I was thinking we were going to cover this video, but I realized just talking about those formations alone, we just covered a lot.
And we've only skimmed through what they do.
Yeah.
We talked about what they must include, but not all the rules.
No. So So it's going to be very interesting. So stay tuned for the next part where we'll be going over those things. And thank you very much for watching. Please like the video, comment in the comment section down below what you think about this codex. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And thank you very much. Until next time, this is Jay and
Patrick
saying